How are you all doing? You doing good? I hope you're all doing good on your diets. This is the summer. This is the time to belly it up. You know, the winter's past, the cold. So this is the time to belly it up. A lot of mangoes out there. India's got good mangoes. Costa Rica, all around the tropics. And I haven't got down to the mango place on Pine Island yet. But boy, I tell you, I'm excited about that. I just happen to have time. I think we're in the season. I'm not sure. So I hope you're always doing well. You know, everything is going here. I appreciate you guys putting up with the club issue. You know, some people just don't know how to be loving and understanding with that, unfortunately. Unless you walk in somebody's shoes long enough, you've been a practitioner out there, do you understand all the implications and the importance of it? It doesn't cost you anything, less the sales tax on there. So it doesn't cost you anything to be a club member. And someone says something about a contract. Everything's contracts. Everything you sign is a contract out there. Your driver's license, everything's contractual. So that's absolutely nothing, you know, unless you know what you're signing. You're signing to be a member of a club, and it's okay that I can talk to you with your problems and stuff. And it's just real protective for everybody. And should enjoy that. It'd be fun. People, I always thought, I see a lot of pessimists out there, and it's like, man, you should look at life new and exciting. And why do we move in these ways? For those that understand, we're spiritual beings here. We're not going to do anything that brings us bad karma. That's not our intention. And we're doing everything to help. We have no reason not to do that. And so, I think it's exciting times, because the negative forces are strong. And I'll read you one here that, they got a hold of them. And it's just like, you got to be real careful and real guarding about your attitudes and what you think you know and things like this. That's why I say, get out of your minds where you're more protected. If you want protection from psychics and all this stuff that's going on in different levels, you got to get out of your mind, because that's the only thing that they can play on is the mind. And that can take your attention away from yourself, and pretty soon you lose yourself and controlled by others. And that's just what you see out there, a society that controls people's concepts and ideas and thinking processes. Throw in propaganda, throw in theories, throw in crap. Doesn't matter, it's just how societies are controlled. You always have those souls that want ego and power and that sort of thing, and you just have to guard yourself against that, because that just brings back karma to you fast, and you don't want to do that. So I wanted to read this one. This is a condition, I never heard of the name called that, but it's another inflammatory problem. This inquiry email, this guy, long story, but the digest version is, I have Behcet's, they call it, and have been taking prednisone for over a year. Now, Behcet's is a inflammatory condition of the blood vessels. I think we were looking at that. Rare disorder that inflames in blood vessels throughout your body, okay? Now, we talked about cholesterol and cholesterol plaquing, and we've talked about where does cholesterol plaque in the vascular system? On the wall, in the wall. Well, Crestor thought it was on the wall. Now, this is a pharmaceutical company. Soon to learn that other pharmaceutical companies were going, no, my friend. Truth is, it collects or builds up in the wall. Now, in the wall, even blood vessels are made of cells. And so you also have that same scenario going on where you need lymph. So you have interstitial. So whenever you see an inflammatory condition, I don't care where it is. And what's interesting about this, let's see, it says it also has unrelated symptoms, can be in the eyes, it can be in the mouth sores, it can be rashes and lesions in genital sores and things like that. So immediately you're seeing that this inflammatory problem is systemic. It's everywhere. It's all through you. Well, now wait a minute. There's only cells and two major fluids that follow all these pathways all through you. I mean, let's put water to the side, because that's a no-brainer. You've got blood and lymph that takes care of the health of a cell. Blood is never inflammatory because it's base chemistry. It's alkaline. If it is acidic, you wouldn't have time to see the inflammatory process, because you've got about 3 to 4 minutes and you're not even on the planet anymore. So you have to understand that blood has to be protected from acids, both ingested and in terms of dietary, but also in terms of production of, which is what cells do. That's the byproducts. Remember, we talked about that on the last video we just did. So when you see an inflammatory process like this, and that's why they're giving you prednisone, catch-22, adrenal steroids are your anti-inflammatories. All right, adrenal steroids. If not, you're going to see the cholesterols used, or triglycerides. You're going to see lipids used in the process to help neutralize acids, because acids win, you lose. And you lose to the process of inflammation. But inflammation really is a process of an immune response to what? And the key word in most cases is acids, whatever level that may be. So this shows systemic inflammation. And the sick thing about this is, I mean, he is given prednisone, so he might be helping with cholesterol issues. Cholesterol might not be plaquing in this lad. But on the other hand, wrecking the adrenals. So who is this? Ryan. Ryan, using this using prednisone is going to just slam your adrenals. And that's the very gland you need to fix this problem. That's the catch-22 you get into. Remember, I told that medical doctor told a client of ours that, no, steroids just make the adrenals go to sleep. When they wake up, they'll be stronger. You know, is that what you get taught in med school? This is the kind of idiocy, you know, that exists out there. And so this can be serious. So the prednisone, and you've been on it for over a year now, you can only come off slow on that. And you're going to have to get on an adrenal glandular. And if it's me, I'm going to go into the adrenal glandulars to where you can get those your own steroids produced. You can start waking up these adrenals again, because this is going to slam you. And guess what else they control? The kidneys, the very eliminative organs that are essential to get rid of this problem. Because you can't get rid of inflammation, no matter where it is, without this. And you must always remember the inflammatory process, and I think this is really important. And we'll put this under that heading. Inflammation, and that sort of thing. What is it? Because it is a natural immune response. But to what? Your body isn't an autoimmune problem. This isn't an autoimmune problem. Nature's perfectly set to respond against those things it feels that will hurt it, feels foreign to it. And that's part of the problem. Acids are out of balance is a very serious problem. Blood will kill you quick, no question. Lymph is a slow, painful death that builds everything up in the body, destroys everything in the body, and makes everything hard. So, big time thing. I have recently switched to a raw vegan diet, which I would. But I tell you, man, you sound like you have this all over the place. If you do indeed, you've got to really hit detox full bore, straight on, head away. Because after a while, you know, your body can only buffer these acids so long, and then you start losing the integrity of the connective tissue of the vascular walls, easy bruising, you know, hernias or herniation type things, or aneurysms we call them, things like this. Nothing pleasant about any of that. And then all the other sores popping up and everything else. So detox, detox, detox. It's the only word, the only road that you find remedy with this, Ryan. It's the only one. So you got to kick up a little more than even a raw like this. You want to get up in the fruits and the berries and the melons. And the reason for the fruits and the berries, specifically in the vascular system, is flavonoids. Flavonoids will strengthen the vascular walls. And this is exactly what you need to do, is do that. I might run lower circulation through you maybe, or something like that. But I tell you the truth, this is all, even though in the vascular system, it's really in the lymph system in the vascular system. Because remember, everywhere there's blood, there's lymph. There's got to be. You can't dump acid waste back in the blood. Compromising blood pH isn't a God thing. That God tried to keep everything separate. You know, our diets are what really pounds the blood more than anything. And outside of that, then, the lymph system is just taking people down. So, I'd really head off and take more up into this is the summertime again, I'd really take off into a high fruit and berry and melon program. You're going to have to titrate off of that prednisone, have your medical doctor help you, or cut down on that every other day or something like that. But at the same time, get up on those fruits, which are anti-inflammatories. All fruits and vegetables are anti-inflammatories. It's just the fruits are better at it. Same with the berries. Higher in flavonoids. Anything that's base is more anti-inflammatory, which means antacid, basically. And that's important to look at there. I am eating 75% fruits and a juicer mix in the evening. Sounds good to me. Sounds real good. I think that's good. Make sure you're filtering in the kidneys. You want to go, well, look at this. This is the lymph system. Look at the kidney filtration. Look at your adrenals. Since you've been on prednisone, bye-bye adrenals. So you got to compensate, get those adrenals up. Because if you were to come off of that prednisone, it could slap you pretty hard upside the face, Ryan. That's not good. How much waste should I see when I pee in a jar? It varies. I'm going to say this. I classically saw that much in a mason jar, probably a quarter of an inch, eighth of an inch maybe. Depends, some days more than others. Just depends the cycles of the body, and, all of that implies the adrenals and the control of the kidneys and that sort of thing, and then how bad your kidneys are backed up. Some people have shown us some pretty hardy elimination. I tell you, I just went through a detox here about 3 weeks ago, pulled a kidney stone out of me, but I say this, I got all kinds of stuff coming out, and I filter. And that's the one thing I've been watching for years, not really realizing in the earlier years the essential issue of filtration. Didn't even think about it, thought everybody was filtering, it didn't even dawn on me, And that's the problem. We're all coming from an unconscious position until you get more conscious of things. We all are ruled by mind and emotions, propaganda, socialism, things like that. Please, please, please. No, I'll be glad to help you, man. I told you all, I'll help you all. Without question, okay? That's my karma due. So for those who don't want to hear a little bit of negativity, please, you can end this right now. This is for Ryan specifically, but I want to enter this in here because it's put in my face, and this is the kind of thing that, sometimes you spend a lot of years in your life working hard and trying to help everybody, and then you get a yaho like this who just is unconscious, and something, and it's just, there's so many people around the world like this person that just is so immature in their thinking, they just don't understand anything. And this is Chris Stronin or something like that. And he's ranting and raving here about our payment system, constant habit of inconveniencing his customers. These are insults. And Chris, you know what? If you don't like it, get off. Get off and get out. Go somewhere else. Go play in the field of your dreams somewhere, because this is for serious-minded people that want to get well. Everything you say here is just ridiculous. Has no basis in truth or facts or anything else. Any convincing our customers, we're trying to, in terms of the club, trying to really get this settled so you all have understand. You don't all have to worry as much as we do here in the clinic. The FDA loves to raid people because they're a corrupt organization. There's so much corruption in the FDA. Their whole thing is to shut us down and propagate the high pharmaceutical industry. There's been whistleblowers at the FDA for years. And what they have to say, I'm surprised that it's even there. We just have a society that's not listening and doesn't care. So, and you're seeing this with the World Health Organization and what they've done with Codex. And some of you countries like Sweden and things, Germany, have signed up with this. And basically your government signed an agreement that they're going to limit your ability to get well. We're going to pump the allopathic killing machine, and we're going to allow the natural people that heal people, we're going to suppress them. And that's what's going on. And these people like this is just a vehicle for this. It just in all ways. His prices are outrageous. That's disheartening that you think that. He said somewhere he thinks that herbs at this level should be $15 a bottle. We were $18 a bottle for 15 years, 10 years, way back when we started. When we started, they were $18 a bottle. But so was formulas in health food stores. All you have to do is go to a health food store. You'll never find a formula for $15. If you do, it's probably Walmart that you're in. And if you want to buy Walmart stuff, you go right ahead. You just go right ahead. But this isn't Walmart brands, but that sort of thing. You'll never find that anywhere in this world. This is, we go by costs and everything like that, because to bring you all this free, people have no clue at the costs we have. I have staff out here that we pay, try to pay good wages to, that don't make us anything because they're busy answering questions. And so the expense we have is amazing. But all companies sell formulas. We've been in line with every company out there, from Gaia to Herbs Etc. to all the better companies, for sure. And we consider our herbs even better. But I consider those good companies. But we've always been in line. Man, go to the health food store. I was just in there the other day, and some crappy, shitty formula was $24.95. And it's just nothing. It's not 1 to 4 concentrates. It's nothing like this. And so that's insultive, Chris. And if you're going to insult like this, we better just not even talk to you. Just go away. Go somewhere else, because you're disrupting a group of people that want to get well. And in terms of, brings up something about shipping. Our shipping is tied into UPS. We don't jive that up. That's all UPS stuff, man. We don't do anything like it. It's either UPS or FedEx or the Postal Service. And we use the Postal Service, and we did use FedEx at one time. But there's always a negotiation there, and we pass that on to you. Between FedEx and the little brown people. And so all I can say is we go exclusively by that. We do charge, I think, $2 for handling and shipping, which means we have to pay for the box, we have to pay for the filler, we have to pay for the wraps. How do we do that and sustain? You don't. And so for any of this to get to you, we have to be halfway competitive. And for our formulas, why don't you just go buy from Richard Schultz? I'm sure you're going to really like his prices. Just go buy from Richard Schultz. They price my formulas in California at $30-some a bottle. So I don't know where you're coming off, man. I think you're just being an asshole, to be honest with you. And quite frankly, I don't waste my time with people like you, but you're disruptive on the Facebook. If you're going to be disruptive, go somewhere else and play, because we have no time for people like you. And that's just the way it is. We have no time. We have people that are seriously sick and seriously want to get well. And you're just, people like you just don't fit. You go play with something else. $90 for 3. All I can tell you is that our formulas are $23, except for the capsules. But when you encapsulate, it costs more. There's only 2 encapsulators, I think, in the whole country. And there's only 3 manufacturers of herbs in this country. So you're very limited, and particularly to the quality of that. And manufacturers, there's only 2, maybe 3 quality manufacturers that you would even want us to go to. We deal exclusively with organics. We do exclusively. We don't buy commercial herbs. If you want a $15 formula, I don't know where you're going to get it, in America even. But if you're going to get that, I don't know, I would be going, what's in this formula? Because it's just not going to be that way. So I don't know where you're coming from. So I don't, changing his followers an arm and a foot. I don't even know what you're talking about, man. You're not, you have no reality and basis. And there's some of you that I've never been in business before, so you don't really understand. You don't know what costs are in manufacturing and shipping and all that stuff. Not only do we have to pay for it being made, we have to pay to get it shipped to us. I mean, the costs are interesting. To be honest with you, I wouldn't have this end of it. If I had my way here, I wouldn't have the herbs, because they're such a job. We are constantly fighting our finances because of this, and it's possible to go down even at this level. It's even possible to go down, not being able to meet that, because our expenses are very, very high to offer you all the free stuff that we do. I'll be honest with you. So I don't know, I find this Chris guy to be just another one of those people out there that just totally don't get life. And I don't know what to say to someone like that, other than if you're not happy with what we give you and you don't believe we're honest and full of integrity, then I'd say, please leave, because nobody here wants to deal with you. We do everything above board. We do everything honest. We do everything to help everybody. And I think all you really see that and know that. These are free, Chris, and you would never get that from any practitioner out there. Everybody's about the money. Deepak, Dr. Weil, these guys are wealthy people. I live in a mobile home type house. So I just hate to see people like you, especially, I don't care what you say about me. You can say whatever you want. It's just karma going to come back at you. But leave the people alone on Facebook. These people are trying to get well, and these are sick people. And maybe you need to think about getting yourself well. All right. So listen, thank you all. Sorry you had to hear that sort of thing from me, but it's just sad stuff when you get people like that. And there's always those people out there, and it's just a rotten apple in every bushel. And just don't let anybody that influence you. Just go to the health food store and look at prices. That's all you got to do. Our shipping is hooked up to UPS. We don't have anything to do with those figures. We don't. We do our best, you know. And our problem is, mistakenly, early on, we help people in other countries, and not good. You know, we didn't know, and people get in a lot of trouble. So you have to deal with what the world is out there. If it's too expensive to buy tinctures or capsules, you go to the teas, and even the teas, the money in the teas have come up considerably. Even in the earlier days that I bought stuff, prices are not the same by far. And we kept eating the increases. We kept it to 18, and then I think we moved to 21 or something like that. I mean, we bit our nails. We didn't want to, but we were eating so many costs that our profit margins become real low. And remember, we offer wholesale, which we make almost absolutely nothing there. That's just to help the world out there, help practitioners get themselves straight. That's a given. You don't make nothing on wholesale. By the time it's all said and done, you're almost better if you didn't have wholesale. That's I think why Richard Schultz doesn't offer wholesale, because it's just such a, you don't make anything, and it's such a job, you know. But I love practitioners, and that's my focus. I'm a practitioner, and I want all practitioners to have the availability of making money and herbs and stuff like that, because if you had to get out in business for yourself and you had to live on just counseling, you can't do it. There's no way you can pay a staff and helping you and paying overhead. You just can't do it and give someone a fair price. You know, it was funny. I met with a urologist because I'm looking into lithotripsy. $160. I found the cheapest one around. $160 for 5 minutes. So when someone thinks our prices are expensive, I think you're really kind of way out in left field on that one. But Ryan, listen, man, you get yourself detox. You dig in there. You get those kidneys filtering. Start getting your steroids from your foods. And that's fruits and berries are the highest steroid type anti-inflammatory foods on the planet. Vegetables, okay, greens, you know, take the juice them. And then really just keep fasting and dig in. Get your kidneys filtering. Do at least 2 kidney formulas. Pop those adrenals up. There's me, since you've been on prednisone for a year, I would hit the adrenal 400 granulars 1-3 times a day if it was me, and trying to keep those adrenals halfway up there while you do this, because crash and burn is the other side of using prednisone for too long. And then what it does, it's also a suppressor. So what happens, that's why you have to titrate, because if you come off of it too quick, all this lymph that you're suppressing by prednisone is going to explode on you. And that's part of the problem with using pharmaceuticals, is that it suppresses time. Yeah.
Yeah, you have when you're ready.
Okay. Yeah, I'm closing up right now, so I'll be thanks. Well, I got to go see someone else, and so I apologize for that. I would like to spend some more time. I got a bunch of stuff to go over with you, but I just got a 3-hour video in, and maybe this weekend I could do another 3-hour video and really catch up, because I know some of you are really hurting. And when we get someone that's really hurting, we try to address you and get you help as soon as can, you know. But I think, Ryan, you definitely got your foot on the right path. The Facebook people definitely can help you there a lot. Those guys are the cream of the crop. And you Facebook people, be aware of people like Chris and stuff like that. Don't buy into to people like that that try to unstabilize you. These are energy suckers. Bad karma's going back. So, you know, just let all that go back. It don't matter. Just let everything go back. That if you think we're too expensive, just travel in some of these health food stores. If I had my wits about me and I wasn't a spiritual man, these formulas would be $28 a bottle, guaranteed. Because nobody makes 4-to-1 concentrates out there. You got MediHerbs that make 1 to 1 to 1 to 2, but you've got to go so far out there. To me, you lose the consciousness of the herb, and then you're up at $50 for a 1-ounce bottle. So when you talk about high quality stuff, maybe Chris has been going to Walmart or Kmart too much. So I love you all. You have fun, and keep going down that road to Wellville, because we're all going down it together. I'm going with you. We're all traveling together, and that's the neat thing about this, is having friends to talk to and people that are in like minds. And that's the beauty of it. People that don't want to be like-minded, that bring up ridiculous things that are untrue, get out of here. If you have nothing better to do in your life, then I feel sorry for you. There's so much grander things to do in life, and so love you all. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye now.